Welcome to my first video lesson with me, your Empower teacher, Miss Siska. So class, before we start our lesson, I'd like to show you my favorite book. This is Harry Potter novel. This novel was written by J.K. Rowling. So today we're going to discuss about the book. Well, no, we're not going to discuss about the book. We're going to discuss about the sentence I said about the book. Did you remember what form of sentence I used to talk about this book? Yes, you're right. It's passive. So, passive is a form of sentence other than active. We can say that passive is the reverse of active sentence. Passive is not tenses, therefore we can put all of the tenses into the passive form. But don't worry, we're not going to discuss them all since there are so many. We only discuss two tenses today, simple past and simple present. Okay, now let's take a look at the example I have prepared for you. I have two sentences here. In the active one, J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter novel. And then in the passive, Harry Potter novel was written by J.K. Rowling. So these two sentences has the same meaning. It's just the first one written in active and the second one written in passive. Now, do you notice the most the most noticeable difference in these two sentences? Yes, it's the subject. So in the first sentence, in the active sentence, J.K. Rowling is the subject and Harry Potter novel is the object. But when we make the passive sentence, they change the position. Harry Potter novel becoming the subject and J.K. Rowling, well, we cannot say it's the object anymore. Okay, now what other distinctive feature or distinctive things that we can see in these sentences? You are right, it's the verb. Okay, now look at the first sentence, J.K. Rowling wrote. So it's the subject plus past simple or verb 2. And then in the second sentence, the passive, Harry Potter was written. It's subject, to be, plus past participle or verb 3. Now let's take a look at the other example. I have the present simple now. With the two sentences active and passive. The bookshops around the world sell around 150,000 copies of the novel every year. And then 150,000 copies of the novel are sold every year. Again, in the sentence, we change the position of the subject and the object. And then now let's take a look at the verb. The bookshops around the world sell. It's subject plus verb 1. And 150,000 copies of the novel are sold. It's subject plus verb. It's subject to be plus past participle. Okay, now. Okay, so in the active and passive sentences, past and present, in the passive sentences, past and present, we see that it has the similar pattern, okay? Subject, to be, plus past participle. So the question is, what is the difference between these two tenses, past and present? Now take a look at the to be here. To be in past, okay? To be in past, we use was and were. And to be in the present, we use is, am, and are. Okay, now after we talk about all the structure of the passive, now we go to when and why we use the passive. So when the doer, first is when the doer is not important, okay? So look at in the sentence, Harry Potter novel was written by J.K. Rowling. So the focus in the sentence is Harry Potter, not J.K. Rowling. So the doer is not really important. The second one, because we don't know who did something, instead of putting somebody or anybody, we can just simply use passive sentence for this. So look at in the sentence, 150,000 copies of the novel are sold every year. We don't know who sell it. Maybe the bookshop, maybe the online shop. We don't know. So we don't need to make the active sentence for that. Okay, so I think that's all for me today, girls. See you again in my next video. Stay healthy and bye.